Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4. My name is Mike Tanik, and we are still on our journey toward a communist, glorious communist United States. Now, I have taken the liberty of skipping ahead quite a bit, and that is mostly just because you don't need me to sit here and narrate grass growing. I was annoying myself doing it, and I'm sure annoying you. Everybody who's played this knows that you have to pass a lot of time as the USA. And if I have nothing to contribute and if it's not interesting, I'm not going to do it. So I didn't. But the major developments I will show you is we had the elections, the 1936 elections, and we stuck with FDR. And we stuck with FDR for the stability gain and because there's really no reason to switch parties due to the fact that Earl Browder is going to be our next leader since he is the communist revolutionary. Um, we are on the threshold of the 50% popularity of communism required to do this: hold the national referendum, which is for me the best way to get to communism because we don't have to have a civil war that way. I mean, that might be nice for early action, but I don't want to fight Americans. I want to fight people south of the border and other easy victims who have no friends, like Mexico and who's this? Honduras? I don't care. South of us. That's where we're going first because we need to take all their goodies. We're going to take their goodies, particularly their manufacturing is going to be important to us. Because as you can see, we are kind of still crawling on the construction side of things. I built up a few military factories, but now we're going to focus on civilian factories and infrastructure in places where it's going to benefit us, particularly here in Nevada. I mean, look at that. Just by building up 4 infrastructure, we are getting 28 iron, 13 tungsten, 10 aluminum. Now, a lot of that's going to get traded away, um, but we are going to fix that. We aren't going to stick with free trade probably much longer. I would like to do the export focus. So the two items in place are, well, to go to communism are nearly in place. We have almost 50% here, and we have the 100 political power to make it happen. Um, so we're going to select a national focus, and we cannot do that just yet. So we are going to go with the Rubber Reserve Company because I believe that will come in handy later. And let's see, the other major moves forward was we did get an extra research slot, and I did research tanks. I'm doing the tanks right now. Um, we're not going to be able to get to the M3 Lee for a little bit, but I at least want to get to the Stuart so we can start producing armor divisions. I'm not going to make any of the M2s. That's just a waste of time. Other than that, we have not had any major technological advances. So that is where we're picking up, with me blabbing even more. And our production ability is such that we are finally able to train new divisions because of the increased production efficiency that we got through tech, and because, as you can see, I added a lot more factories. We're still in the hole 1,000 artillery pieces, and that is going to be difficult to overcome. But never fear. Uh, we are going to take Mexico's production capacity, probably Guatemala, El Salvador, Honduras. Yeah. All right, construction 2. Now we're cooking. Gonna actually get some things done. What I want next is, let's see, can we do engineering? No, that's still pretty far ahead. I don't want to eat that time penalty. So, let us try to improve our combat capabilities. Now, are there any 1937 or maybe early 1938? Okay. Yeesh. Well, I want to have this. That is a big penalty to take. Can we do any of the support companies? Yes, logistics are going to be key, particularly in and around the mountain ranges because we're going to be building armor divisions. And armor divisions without logistics, well, that's just silly. Uh, so that's what's going on the ground front. On the naval front, we're still chugging away with our destroyer ones. Now, I meant to actually research that, and that might. Uh, okay, at this moment, a destroyer 2 is not as important as our logistics company, and we will be finishing concentrated industry here. But we are still making progress. We are building quite a bit in our reserve fleet, and look at this. Our lovely Mumply Pimpler is almost halfway done. Let's see. Our battleship, the USS Earl Browder, our soon-to-be fearless leader, his flagship is almost done. Um, and we have our reserve fleets built up quite nicely here. We got a good reserve of we got a heavy cruiser, bunch of destroyers, and subs, which is going to be great. Now, I did move one of the task forces with capital ships over to this side, since we do have invest in the infrastructure of Virginia. Yep, we're going to do that. But first, I'm going to combine this. This is going to be my Atlantic Doom stack. We got battleships. We got heavy cruisers. We need a carrier. We need a carrier, which we will take care of. But for these, you are going to join the Doom stack, because I just love screening ships. Alright, so not that it matters, because we're about to be a bunch of dirty, filthy communists, but let us go ahead and do that, just in case. Actually, we are not going to get anything from that, resource-wise. So you know what? I should have not done that. But that's okay, because where are we at? 47.9. Before that even comes close to happening, we're going to turn communist, and we don't have to worry about what any of these guys say, because they're not going to be the boss of me anymore. So I've blabbed enough about our South American focus. Pardon. Where I really want to get in good is with the communists. And again, I'm not joining the Comintern. I'm starting my own faction. And there are some South American countries which I believe are, if they're not outright communists, are well on their way. You're not it. What about Bolivia? Nope. Brazil? Nope. Okay. I know one of these guys are fascists. Oof. Okay, that's French territory. So yeah, it looks like none of these guys are really gonna play ball with us. At least, joining in our ideology. Now we could. Argentina looks the most promising, because a lot of them are non-aligned. Yes. Don't know why I care about that now, but they're mostly non-aligned, and that makes them more susceptible, at least I believe, to boosting party popularity. Which can we spare? What would it cost? We're gaining 0.81. I don't know that it would be worth it. No. At least not at this juncture. We cannot spare that much, and it's not that important to me. What I want is not just to have all of this be the Communist United States of America, but I want a strong ally here who, if I'm not paying attention, which happens frequently, will help defend the borders of South America after we own it, because there's the potential for invasion is huge, and I don't want to notice after they've taken over half of Brazil that, oh my God, I wasn't paying attention to defend it. So, what, where? Let us get our Pacific fleets moving. Now, I feel like these guys should probably spend some time out here in Hawaii. And I'm not going to join them with that submarine task force. These guys are going to do convoy raiding. Actually, Which task force is this? That is those guys up there. So I'm actually going to get them up to about 15 subs, since they are the super sneaky modification or modified subs that we made. All right, that is good. That is going to help us bigly. Production efficiency next. Yes. So let us get these guys. We're going to go to which one was it? Here. We're going to get these guys up to, let's just do 20. We have the subs for it. And we'll do okay. And good. Yep, these guys are going to reinforce. Or at least they should be. Yeah, because I did set the template to 20. Let's give these guys a good commander. Are there any guys who are specialized in submarine warfare? That might be good for deep waters. Although his attack is garbage. He's got a pipe, which makes him gentlemanly. Naval lineage. Oh, okay, well, that could work. You know what? Let's make Spruance. Great name. Admiral Spruance in charge of our raiding task force. Now, our fuel is going down. We are going to have to get... I have no excuse for, having my fuel disappear on us like that because we are swimming in the stuff. I have to get better about doing the tax that will make our fuel collection more efficient, which is over here, and we already have that done. Fuel refining 1. What we need is this. That's another 20% gain per oil, which is huge in terms of, what we have. I mean, look at this. Look at this. We have 201 oil to our name. And I think the big problem we have here is capacity. I do want to work on capacity rather than production, because the text will get us the production, but we need the capacity to store it in a meaningful way. And fuel silos only cost 5,000, so I'm going to put fuel silos somewhere in the heartland here, away from the bombers. 60%. Sounds good to me. Okay, where are we? I think, oh, guys. Ooh, look at us. We are ready to make the plunge. I'm ready. You ready? I'm ready. Let's go be communist. And okay, this one I have not actually read. Marxist ideas took root in the United States a long time ago, but have gained much more widespread support lately. The movement has spread outside of political theory and into political practice, with disgruntled workers and even some high-profile celebrities voicing support. Ha! Some things never change, huh? Celebrities endorsing communism. That's the problem, is with communism, all its initial supporters think that their outspoken support of it will get them a seat at the decision-making table rather than a boot on the neck. But I digress. The communists call this class consciousness. The Democratic Party called a fast track to riots and treason, showing little faith in FDR being willing to implement the reforms they demand. The more vocal communists have called for an immediate referendum to have the current government removed. Wow, that's scary. While we might be able to reverse the momentum of this mass movement, failure to do so will probably result... Okay. Well, let's do it. Communist Party USA. Earl Browder. I think. Ooh, look at that flag. Earl Browder, you're not down here hiding... Wait a minute. Earl Browder? Earl Browder, you're not the same one. You sneaky. You're not even... That's not even a good body double, but I don't know. Maybe he cleaned himself up for his dictator portrait. Whatever. We're communists now. Excellent. So, what does that mean for us? Communist Party USA can send volunteer forces. Excellent. Excellent. That is what I wanted to do. And what I'm going to do over here, the Spanish Civil War is about to kick off. And while I want the fascists to win, I am also going to support a little bit. I'm going to send a little bit of support to Republican Spain, also known as Communist Spain, to get our army experience up, because that is the fastest way to do it, because we have to put together armor divisions. We have to further modify our infantry divisions and add some things. So really, they're just going to die. I hate to say it like that, but hey, you die in the name of the glorious revolution. Soviets can do it, so can we. So what else does that mean for us? Uh, as soon as we get this up. Okay, so this does not affect the Great Depression at all, which I suspected it wouldn't. Which means we still have to wait for... Oh. Oh, did I mess up? I think I messed up, guys. Oh no, ruling party is Democratic. I can't do that because we don't have a House of Representatives anymore, do we? We do? Okay, that's good news. All right, that means let's do this. Let's get our support up. Oh, damn. Which means I also need to build that junk in Virginia. Oh, come on. How much time do I got? Oh, all day. I got all day. Okay, so let's go ahead and build that infrastructure in Virginia. That will buy some brownie points. And we got the medium lobby effort going. And we can spend 50 on this, but what I think I want to save up, I want to get this guy, the War Industrialist. Or actually, is that the guy? There's another guy in here. Well, I want to start getting these advisors and theorists. That's what I want. Because that is going to help us get ahead pretty quick. Industrial research speed. This was the one I wanted. Industrial research speed and factory output. Right now, that is so critical for us. Ooh, another one. Hey, 4th ID. The Ivy Division. That is the division I deployed with to Iraq twice. And funny story, I actually went to a language school way out here in kind of central Northern California in Monterey to learn Persian, which I did greatly. And they spent, I don't even want to know how much money the government spent sending me to language school for a year, but they then went ahead and sent me to Iraq, where they don't speak Persian or Dari, they speak Arabic. So it was wasted. I wanted to go to Afghanistan because I think, like every other dude full of way too much testosterone, I thought I was gonna get to do the dirty to good old OBL. But anyway, I digress again. Rubber Reserve Company. This is what I want, but we do not. Okay, we have the 49. We have 42 and 195. So, what do we do in the meantime? What can we do in the meantime? It's a better question. So, I really want to do the Two Ocean Navy Act, but again, we do not have that support. Should I go ahead and just spin this? All right. Yep, you know what? I'm just going to do this because we need every bit of help we can get right now. Although we do have the medium lobbying effort. No, I'm being indecisive. That's not going to work. Okay. What can we do that doesn't require support? I believe we can do War Plans Division, which we will. And then immediately following that, we are going to go ahead and get this other one to get us up and out of the Great Depression. So we can start making some meaningful changes right here. And I really want to get to the civilian economy, but we are bleeding political power. That's okay. You guys, just have a little faith. Really, you're going to laugh. Ooh. You know, I never really looked into how the game changes whether or not the Hindenburg actually crashes. In this case, it did not. So let's start getting organized. The Marines are going to be in their own army. Let's go ahead and get all these guys. We're going to get 24 divisions and get them ready to plow over the Mexicans. Which I'm going to check after this, but I believe we can start justifying war. Under the pretense of bringing glorious revolution to the downtrodden workers there, because communism always helps workers. Everyone knows that. Okay, training army. You're not going to be the training army anymore, or are you? Yeah, you know what? All these guys need training, and that'll give us experience too. So that is the training army. And let's go ahead and make an army group here. Who's our feared? Our feared field marshal. Let's go with good old Mac. Mac. Dwight D. Eisenhower, he will be in charge of the European Theater of Operations, trying to stick as closely to history as possible. And we are going, I believe the Spanish Civil War should kick off any day now. But in the meantime, let's start justifying our first conquest. Why? We need world tension. Undisturbed isolation. That's... Damn you. Civilian economy. Okay, so that's what our next goal is going to be. Getting up to the civilian economy. But even though right now we're bleeding... Absolutely bleeding political power. And I've used up all the focuses that give you political power. Which is fine. In the meantime, we're still prepping our forces. These guys, we still got a few noobs. What about our submarine task force? You know what? You need more submarines. You go there. Yes. I believe these guys are in the Pacific. Yep. Okay, they're out in the Marianas. So if Mexico is trading anything from either the Pacific side or the Atlantic side, it's all going to be mine. Mostly due to the fact that I control this, but also I have the task forces essentially to cut them off, and they have no hope of receiving any outside aid. Really just saturate Mexican coast, Gulf of Mexico, and Caribbean. And I guess the Western Canal Zone. And that's it. That's all she wrote. I raid convoys. No one's getting through. And I'll probably station a task force here down in San Diego. And likely one here in South Texas. And I got some really nice patrol navies here. And I don't know, it took me a while to learn this, so I'll kind of show you. If you have a patrol fleet, their job is to locate and, you leave it up to you whether or not they engage. But once a fleet is located, the strike force, any fleet designated as a strike force, will respond and chase them down. And then they return back to base. So really, they're just kind of hanging out, waiting for a chance to blow stuff up, which I respect. So let us get organized. We need to get everybody down here. And we're going to draw us a real pretty front line to plow over the Mexican army. Now, last I checked, oh, wow. They've really, really changed up some of their division designs. Yeah, their cavalry and their mainline infantry do have artillery added to them. We have more. In fact, a lot more. Wait, we have two support... No, just the one, obviously. So, yeah, we have a support artillery company as well as a regiment of supporting artillery, which will bring our total up to 48. Which, I mean, I'd like to get rid of these guns, the 1897s. Like, these things at this point are, what, like 75-something years old? Yeah, that's got to change. In fact, let's see, what's going to finish first? It'll be you, but I don't know that we can get new artillery. No, we're still like a year and a half out, so. Oh boy. That's okay. That's okay. So, this training army, in fact, all you guys get down here. Training army comes over here. Why is everyone not coming over here? Oh. Oh, I see. Yeah, these are all the guys stationed out on the island. So I am not going to bring them here for that. So it looks like it'll be these three divisions, which, I mean, what I really want to do is isolate Baja, Mexico, which I can accomplish fairly easily by taking this desert province. And that is pretty much going to cut them off because I will have naval superiority here. And this naval base will be essentially useless to them. Oh, but they do have a second here. Huh. How about that? It's fine. Doesn't matter. I want to isolate Baja, Mexico. And that'll only take a few divisions to come through here, occupy, and push them down. And by then, I plan on pushing down away from the mountains. Again, I'm going to do a pronged attack through the hills rather than the mountains. And at some point, we are going to have to cut over, likely here, because that victory point, Durango, is worth 10 points. So that will isolate and cut off any divisions in here and make it infinitely more easy to actually destroy them. And here we go, as Joe Rogan says. Spanish Civil War. Civil war has erupted in Spain. Several generals seeking to overthrow the current government in Madrid have issued one of those, and a large portion of the Spanish armed forces have answered the call to arms. Now, actually trying to beat the nationalists is... I actually did a playthrough as Republican Spain, and it, for me, was quite difficult. So why... Oh boy. Damn it. We really got to get rid of this undisturbed isolation. So I'm going to stop with that because we can't really do... It's not really going to do us any immediate good, and we need this political power. Big time. In fact, okay, 2 more days, and then we'll get an additional 0.75 and support from the Senate and House. So we'll be in good shape. All right. Do I want to do any of these? No. All right, 1 more day. Okay, now we're pushing almost to political power per day. I really wish I would have done that beforehand, because by the time I get volunteers to Republican Spain, they're going to be pushed back. In fact, they might be dead already. Look at that. They're already outside of Madrid. Damn, I wish I had eyes on them. Well, can we be friendly with them? Yeah, may as well. Let's get that up. That's going to improve our relationship greatly. Because what I want to be able to do is to actually be able to ally with these guys, but that is... Before they die, I don't think that's going to work. So that's just going to have to run, unfortunately. Man, that's really upsetting. But never fear. We are going to be doing our own conquest and getting our own army experience, because it's not absolutely critical that we get all that experience now. What I really wanted it for were for armored divisions. Yay, good for us. But armored divisions aren't going to perform well in Mexico. We might beat them off the line here. You catch that? However, they'll be good for the breakthrough, but not much else after that. And look, they're not even defending the border here, so I don't know what I'm worried about. So I'm just going to calm it down for now. And I'm also going to move this guy here. So, guys, we are in position. We have become communists. We've got a cool new flag. Earl Browder got a haircut and dyed his hair so he doesn't look like an old creep anymore. Put on a nice suit. Can't tell what he's wearing there, but it's all good things. And we have our monthly Pimpler cooking. We're about to have carriers. We're about to have a war. We might even get to go help communism in Europe. All of that's coming up on the next episodes. If you enjoyed this, I would be ever so grateful if you left a like and a little bit of feedback, either questions or tell me how I'm doing it wrong, because we all know I am doing it wrong. See you next time. Take care.